All right, folks, big happy Friday to you. It's the 18th of October. It's almost 2 p.m. And we are baling the last of sorghum for 2019. If this does not define consistency, I really don't know what does. This is actually kind of freaking me out just a little bit. It sure is nice for retrieving bales, though. That wind just picked up a little bit ago. I'm sorry about that. It's probably playing hell with the audio, but it's a good thing too. This wind. Let's get out of here. That's the most cleaning I've done since I started baling. This baler has been running flawlessly, which I probably should not have said, but what are you gonna do? I'm making 56-inch bales. These suckers are heavy. They're extremely wet, high moisture. This stuff reminds me exactly what we made last year, first crop sorghum, which was my first go-ahead with sorghum. It was baled way on the wet side. In fact, I think I had a moisture content of 76%, which, lesson learned. Well, if I learned that lesson last year, and by the way, the cows were good with the feed. It took them a little while to warm up to it, but they ate it. They were okay with it. Here's the deal. We've got rain coming again tomorrow, so this has to be picked up now. We got really lucky here today. We were not supposed to have any sunshine, and we ended up getting quite a bit of it, plus some pretty good winds, which is deleting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds of moisture, I can only assume, which is a great thing, but they're still very wet, extremely heavy. If anybody's interested, because of how wet and heavy they are, I'm putting 2.75 wraps on each bale. I kicked it down just a quarter wrap from the 3 wraps I was putting on that grassy hay yesterday. I hardly know any better, but I'm pretty happy with what I see here with all the leaves. The leaf of the sorghum plant was quite exceptional on this stuff. And of course, this was that hybrid BMR. I can only attribute it to that. It's picking up good. I've had one blowout, one and only one. And this was completely my fault, 100%. When that baler right there tells you to stop because I'm about to wrap, you better by God stop with that baler. Now, my sorry excuse, and this is a sorry excuse, I still got the old 644 syndrome in me, the New Holland, yeah, it was New Holland 644. You actually wanted to continue on just a little bit to kick some product into the baler to help it start that wrap. That's what was going on with ours, anyway, for ours. So I'd love to tell you that I'm going to just go ahead and feed this out to the cows, but I'm not going to do that for obvious reasons. If you keep up with the videos, you'll know why. This actually isn't too bad. This is wrappable as long as it's handled with care. We'll see what happens. That's actually not bad at all, folks, as far as the wrapper's concerned. Worst case scenario, and I would hate to do it, but worst case scenario, it'd have to be thrown in the side of the woods there. I've had a lot of oh crap moments here in this field. I'll take you around, maybe you can see some. For the most part, it's not that bad. I'm consistently playing with the head of the baler. You can't hardly see it now because a lot of it dried off and disappeared, but I kicked in a lot of mud, which of course we all know is a huge no-no. A little bit out of my control. I'm doing the best I can with feathering the head when I need to. You get into a low spot and your back tires, your tires of your round baler, if they go down, now granted that's a floating head, but if they go down, you know, by way of spring, that head is not going to actually, I think you know what I'm trying to say. It's going to go into the ground and kick up a lot of mud and stuff you don't want in your baler. This sweet old girl here, baler, is going to get some major TLC after today. She deserves it. That's a fact, Jack. Kind of put her through some hell here. But, what are you going to do? After chores here this morning, I ended up actually tripling up by way of rotary rake the secondary field. That was extremely wet, and it was basically because there's a lot of grass in there too. I opted to just go ahead and bypass that. I'm baling this first. I got a ways to go too, and then I'll hit the secondary field on my way home if I have the time. If I don't, I checked the weather report, and even though we have rain coming tomorrow, it's not in the morning. Worst case scenario is I'm going to have to bale that tomorrow, which wouldn't be the end of the world. It'll let it dry out a little bit more. We'll go from there. I had a lot of honeydews on my plate for tomorrow. I was not hoping to be baling, but it is what it is. The feed comes first. So anyway, PTO. I am running in B3 and B4. I am in 4-wheel drive for the oh crap moments. I believe we just spit out bale number 16. All right, here we go. No issues with the belts. This sorghum did dry out phenomenally well. And it's a lot more stringing and wraps around itself, for the lack of better words, versus that grass we were doing yesterday. Now that secondary sorghum field, that's going to be a bear. This has been okay. Of course, the middle part that you see there, if you're just starting to follow the videos, I ran out of sorghum seed, folks, which was my own damn fault. I planted pretty heavy, and I couldn't get my hands on any more seeds, so I put that into peas and oats, which was a disgusting crop. And of course, there was no need for me to cut that down. Very happy with the way I windrowed this out of the disc bind. There's absolutely no need whatsoever to be doing any zigzagging. It makes a pretty damn good uniform bale, just following the windrow in between the tires. Once in a great while I'll do a small zigzag, but as you can see, not much of a need for it. This was not an oh crap area, even though it was kind of bad. It's pretty wet right here. Obviously it's a low-lying area. The bad one's on the other side. Now I'm going to lift up. I'm lifting up the head. not only to go right through there, because I'm not sure how bad. Okay, there was really no need for me to do that, but no harm, no foul. Two hands here, folks. You're gonna have to excuse me. So yeah, all in all, not too bad. I do got to get my button gear though here. It's probably a few minutes after 2 now. I got to finish this up, that side of the field. I really need to be starting chores by about 4:15. I didn't hear the warning beep. Too busy talking. I hope that didn't have an explosion. Nope. I can see it through the baler. Looks all right. All right, that was bale number 18. So that means that we're probably looking at about 45, probably under 50 bales here on this field, which is exceptional. It's music to my ears. So, boy, that snuck up on me. I really need to get chores going by 4:15, 4:30, because George, who's kind of been my savior here lately, which I'm pretty thankful for, he'll be at the farm at 5:15, and we need to get this stuff wrapped. We'll see what the clock allows us to do. Plan Z, of course, is to bale up the secondary sorghum field tomorrow morning. Hopefully with enough time to get that hellacious morning dew off of it. Let's see what happens. I did the first 6 rounds, but then of course you've seen I split the field. That's what I got left. So, anyway, stay tuned, folks. If I do end up hitting that secondary sorghum field, we'll go in there. I'll take you along with me. I'll show you why I should have probably just left it alone and tilled it under. There's not a lot there, but even if there's, okay, warning beep, even if there's 10 beeps, even if there's 10 bales on it, it's a good thing. Then of course we'll be doing some wrapping out here tonight. Not in the way of music, but bale wrapping. Does its thing. 2.75 rounds of wrap. And here we go. Bale 19. Hope everybody's having a real nice Friday. Happy Friday to everybody, even though you work maybe 6-7 days a week. There's something about a Friday. I think we can all understand that. And hope all's going well. We're going to talk to you sooner than later.